Our planet is a powerful system. Oceans, forests, climate, and cultures all connected. But human impact is changing the world fast. Let's explore how oceans are being exploited, biodiversity is under threat, climate is warming, and how indigenous knowledge offers solutions. Exploited oceans. Oceans cover 2/3 of the Earth's surface. They regulate our climate, provide food, and support biodiversity, but they're under pressure. Overfishing, plastic pollution, and oil spills. Over 3 million fishing vessels are now at sea, double the number from 1970. Rich countries often fish in poorer nations' waters, leaving local fishers struggling. Pollution from oil, plastic, fertilizers, and sewage is destroying marine life. Coral reefs and coastal habitats are vanishing. Some fish populations have been pushed to the brink of extinction. Protecting oceans. Nations have extended control to 200 nautical miles offshore, but illegal fishing and weak enforcement still threaten marine ecosystems. Biodiversity and habitat loss. A habitat is the natural home of a planet or animal, and we're losing them fast. The threats to biodiversity. Population growth equals more land needed. Invasive species like cane toads and rabbits disrupt ecosystems. And illegal wildlife trade, the population and climate change push species toward extinction. Like the Tasmanian devils, coral bleaching and poaching. According to the IUCN Red List, 41% of amphibians, 33% of coral reefs, and 25% of mammals and 13% of birds are at risk. Conservation solutions. Protected areas like national parks and World Heritage Sites conserve ecosystems. But only 1% of oceans are protected, compared to nearly 9% of land. Zoos, seed banks, and international agreements like cities and the Convention on Biological Diversity helps preserve life for future generations. Why does biodiversity matter? It provides clean air and water, medicine, pollination, and climate stability. Diverse ecosystems are more resilient, and that's crucial in a changing world. Our warming planet. Climate change is not just about the future, it's happening now. The greenhouse effect. The naturally gases, like carbon dioxide, trap some of the sun's heat, keeping Earth warm. But human activities, such as burning fossil fuels, deforestation, and industrial processes, have strengthened this effect, causing global warming. Impacts of climate change. Temperatures are rising 1 to 3.5 degrees this century. Heavier rain, worse floods, stronger cyclones, and long bushfire seasons. Oceans are expanding and ice is melting, raising sea levels. Bangladesh. A 1 meter rise in sea level could flood half the country, displacing millions in Bangladesh. The solutions? We can use renewable energy like wind and solar, we can reduce emissions, protect forests, and live more sustainably. The global warming denial. Some deny the science, often backed by fossil fuel industries, but action depends on public awareness and political will. Environmental worldviews. How we respond to environmental issues depends on our worldview. There are multiple types of worldviews. The human-centered, which nature is valuable only if it benefits us. The stewardship. We must use resources wisely for future generations, or earth-centered. All life has equal value. We must protect ecosystems as part of nature. Different worldviews lead to different actions, and that's why global cooperation can be hard, but it's essential for real change. The Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples, caring for the country. For tens of thousands of years, Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples have lived sustainably on this land. Traditional knowledge, deep understanding of local ecosystems, totems connect individuals to animals, plants, and places they must protect. Practices ensured balances and prevented overuse of resources. Fire management, the biggest estate on Earth. Fire wasn't feared, it was used wisely. Burning was done with precision, where, when, and how to benefit the land and its people. Modern management, programs like Working on Country employ Indigenous rangers to protect land and sea. Indigenous protected areas now make up 25% of Australia's conservation lands. The benefits: biodiversity protection, cultural preservation, education, employment, and stronger community health. From deep oceans to ancient lands, from global warming to cultural wisdom, our environment is under pressure, but it's not too late. With awareness, respect, and action, we can protect what matters most. Protect nature, learn from the past, and shape the future. Forests are vast, green giants covering nearly 30% of Earth's land, but they're more than just trees. Forests, they're dynamic systems full of life, energy, and essential natural processes. In this video, we'll explore the biophysical environment of forests, what they are, how they work, and why they matter. What is a forest? To be called a forest, the area must have trees over 2 meters tall, covering at least 20% of the ground with their shade. Look up. More than 20% of the sky would be hidden by their leafy crowns. Forests have layers. At the top, the canopy, formed by the tallest trees, absorbing sunlight. Below that are the understory, home to small trees, shrubs, and ferns. And on the ground are fallen leaves, decaying matter, and the massive roots that hold it all together. In a tropical rainforest, there are even 5 layers, each with its own unique plant and animal life. Part 2. Types of forests. Forests aren't all the same, they change with climate and geography. There are 3 major types. Tropical rainforest, which are hot, wet, and full of diverse biodiversity, found near the equator and in places like the Amazon, Central Africa, and northern Queensland. The temperate deciduous forests. With 4 distinct seasons, these forests shed their leaves in winter and regrow them in spring, found in North America, Europe, and East Asia. A cold coniferous, or taiga. Think pine trees and snow. These forests survive freezing winters and short summers across Canada, Russia, and Scandinavia. The biophysical elements and processes. Forests are shaped by temperature, rainfall, and sunlight. They also play a role in natural processes like photosynthesis, converting sunlight into energy. Nutrient cycling decomposes breakdown leaves and return nutrients to the soil. And water regulation. Trees absorb and release water, helping to control floods and purify the air. Life in the forest. Forests support a huge variety of life, from jaguars in the Amazon to squirrels in treetops and fungi in the soil. Every organism has a role. They've all evolved to survive in this complex system. And don't forget the decomposers, the hidden heroes that recycle nutrients and keep the forest alive. Why forests matter? Forests provide economic services: timber, fuel, medicine, and food. Over 1.6 billion people rely on forests for their livelihoods. But their ecological services are more valuable. They store carbon and help fight climate change. They purify water and air. They protect soil and prevent erosion. They are biodiversity hotspots. Forests are carbon sinks, absorbing carbon dioxide through a photosynthesis and storing it until they're destroyed, releasing it back into the atmosphere. Forest and spirituality. For many, forests are sacred. Indigenous cultures see them as home to spirits and ancestors in modern life. Forests offer peace, identity, and escape from stress. Even fairy tales speaks of the woods as places of mystery, challenge, and discovery. Quick recap. Forest equal dynamic minus dominated environments. 3 major types: tropical, temperate, and cold. Layers: the canopy, understory, and ground. The key processes: photosynthesis, nutrient cycling, and water flow. Rich in life and biodiversity, provide vital ecological and economic services, hold deep spiritual and cultural value. Forests are more than just collections of trees. They are life-giving ecosystems that support the planet and us. Let's protect them for nature, for people, and for the future.